What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today we're going to be talking about an upcoming event that's actually pertaining to all of the Call of Duties in general. So for any of you guys that are just familiar with Call of Duty in general, I'm sure you guys have heard of an event referred to as COD Next. This event usually showcases basically the multiplayer of the new Call of Duty game as per usual. And for the past few years, I think this COD Next event was like had first started back when Modern Warfare 2 was releasing back in 2022. But ever since then, they just been talking about the newest COD games that would come out year after year. And they also discussed, Warzone Mobile at the time. But since Warzone Mobile is shut down, there's been news that Call of Duty Mobile is actually going to be making an appearance for the COD Next event. Basically, COD Mobile is taking Warzone Mobile's place now, and it looks like they got some interesting information to share. What kind of information? That is not known yet, but I think at some point when we get to that, when we get closer to the event, we might actually find out what it is. So in this video, I'm going to, I guess, discuss a little bit about it, like what we can kind of expect and what we shouldn't really expect too much of. We have to like temper our expectations. We want to, go in hoping for too much and then end up becoming like super disappointed at the end of that event. Because really anything could actually happen. We could get some pretty good news about the game, or maybe just something as small as, them just recognizing the accomplishments that this game has made over the years. It could be both, but also they could talk about other stuff such as, further touching upon the new movement system that we're getting soon. We'll go over them one by one, but basically the point is just don't get too excited because we don't know what's going to happen. Keep in mind, this is the very first time COD Mobile is going to be making a full-on appearance with the COD Next event. Usually COD Mobile is mentioned in these events, but really just in passing, they'll just mention some of the accomplishments that COD Mobile has made and then just move on to Warzone Mobile. But this time around, COD Mobile is actually going to be the one that's, presenting something. And as we have been playing for this entire year, still in this game, we're about to move into year 6. A lot of things have changed. We've gone the secret cache, we've gotten a lot better camos. We got more optimizations with the game, such as, the new movement system. I mean, at least for one gun, but point is we're still getting that. Not to mention the fact that we got wild cards and, 30 other class setups that we could use. A lot has changed. So the news that they could possibly bring to this event could be even better news. I don't know. But let's actually talk about the most possible one. I think it is safe to expect that COD Mobile is probably going to do the same thing as it does every year with COD Next, talk about its accomplishments, but also talk about just extra news such as, the new movement system, because keep in mind, this event takes place around the 30th of September, right? So if my math, or I guess if my timing is correct, we would still be in season 8, but like very late into season 8. Usually the season before a major update is usually like 28 days, rarely ever 35. But yeah, point is, like at that point, we should still be in season 8, I believe. So having this event in the 30th of September would leave enough open space for them to actually talk about the new movement system. Because at that point, that new system is going to be implemented to COD Mobile almost immediately, or like immediately following after that event, like maybe a few days after, a week after, who knows. Not only that, keep in mind September is like a month or two away before the anniversary for COD Mobile, so they might be talking about some stuff for the 6th year anniversary. They may not spill all the information out for the anniversary update, but mind you, I think at that point in time, I think it's safe for them to actually discuss it. However, I don't really expect them to go into full detail of what we are going to get for those anniversary updates. My best guess is that, they're just going to at least hint about some new features that may be coming in. Fingers crossed, all diamond camo. Kidding on the last part, but all jokes aside, this is probably the more sane scenario that I could think of that isn't too much of a stretch. But the fantasy scenario, which is the one that, that can possibly happen, but I'm not too certain of it, is, they could do all that. They could announce the anniversary stuff. They could announce the new movement system, talk about the accomplishments and everything that I basically just mentioned in the last previous scenario. But also there is a tiny, I mean, very, very tiny possibility that maybe they could announce a release date for the PC version of COD Mobile that could be released globally. Again, you're probably looking on your at your screen right now and calling me a moron that this would never happen. But the reason why I say this is really just based off of my observation as of recently. So we kind of known that the PC version of COD Mobile has been released in China for almost a year at this point, maybe even more. But the thing is that recently, you had Capo YT talking about, like why they may not release the PC version. It's just like the subject of the PC version for global has kind of come up out of nowhere. Like I said, Capo started talking about it, and keep in mind, Capo, it's a bit of a weird thing because I mean he sometimes talks about the PC version, so he's a little bit more on that topic. But also we have Bobby Plays just randomly out of nowhere making a video about of him playing the PC version of COD Mobile. Keep in mind with Bobby Plays, he kind of makes a lot of videos based off of like ranked, which is basically most of the COD Mobile YouTuber base. And I just found it weird that just out of nowhere he just makes a video on the PC version. Maybe you could say that it's kind of like a coincidence. Maybe he just decided to do it randomly that day and, there's no other reasoning behind that. Maybe he just ran out of video ideas. I don't know. But, you know, I don't know. Something's weird. Like just with the timing of everything with COD Next being a little more than a month away. And we're just getting all these weird, like just topics on the PC version. It just strikes me as odd. I'm not sure if Capo YT is sponsored by COD Mobile or like if they're, if he's a partner with COD Mobile. I know Bobby Plays definitely is, but with him, I'm not really that sure. But maybe there's something that they know, but they can't really say anything. It's like maybe there's a possibility that they're kind of secretly withholding some information about the PC port. And, given how bad Black Ops 7 is doing, and the game hasn't even come out yet, and it's like already over 200,000 dislikes on that review video. Yeah, I mean, if there was a better time to release the COD Mobile PC port, this would probably be it. Unless Activision or Treyarch kind of throw some sort of curveball at us and just say like, "Hey, Black Ops 7 is not going to have skill-based matchmaking or anything like that," then yeah, maybe the PC port wouldn't come out or something like that, or like it wouldn't be announced. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. Activision usually doesn't really learn from their mistakes. But again, since Black Ops 7 is kind of in a negative light, at least when it comes to public opinion, I don't know. I mean, anything could really happen in this event. Do I think it's likely that they're going to have the PC port for COD Mobile announced over there, or at least talked about? Most likely not. I don't really think that they would do something like that, but if anything, it would just be just talking about the new updated improvements to just like the movements and stuff, and that's basically it. If they do, I'm going to be astounded. I'm going to be happy to enjoy it, but of course, I mean, if they're going to have a very late release date, then that's going to suck cuz keep in mind again, deployment starts like around January, so I might not be able to enjoy it unless I get myself like a gaming laptop or something and I take that over with me instead of my iPad. But again, I don't know. I can't tell the future. But if they were to release it or talk about it, I mean, that would actually mean a lot for the community. I mean, like the player base would grow exponentially, especially for those people who, let's say, they might have like a weaker device, but at the same time, they might have a really good gaming computer. I'm sure some of you guys are in that situation right now. You could use your gaming computer instead of using your phone and just have a much better experience. But yeah, with all these possibilities, anything could happen. And I just want you guys to temper your expectations because, again, for all we know, this could just be a total letdown and it may just not be nothing. It might just be them talking about the accomplishments and maybe just some upcoming stuff on the 6th anniversary. When it comes to the movement stuff, I mean, that's kind of like just general knowledge at this point. So everyone kind of already knows that's happening. But we want to know something new, like something beyond just the movement changes, because we already know that information. I think they did say in one of the community posts that they're planning to do something with zombies, so maybe something there could happen as well, but I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.